Hey guys, I'm learning TFT and I'm sharing my learnings with you so that I can learn more effectively and you can learn in the process as well. I've had probably my best start to any set so far. I don't know the set super well yet, but I think I have a good process in place and continuing to do coaching with Marcel as part of Project Mentor is a big part of that. And in this coaching video with Marcel, we dive into Cypher, specifically when to enter into Cypher, since it's a lot more flexible than a lot of other cash out traits in the past, and when to cash it out. And so, Marcel and I, just to give you a little bit of a sneak peek into the coaching session, we do kind of an analysis of whether or not, and this is something you can think about for yourself even right now, whether it makes sense to enter Cypher from this spot where we have a 4 streak going into 2-6, but we do have 3 Cypher. Obviously, part of it depends on being able to scout the lobby, but thinking about when it makes sense to enter Cypher, what kind of lines you can angle towards and pivot into with Cypher, as well as when to cash out. So from this spot here, whether it makes sense to cash out, I believe this is 325. Whether it makes sense to cash out here versus wait until 4-7. I've been trying to play Cypher almost every opportunity that I can get to really limit test it, which partially means I'm losing LP by playing suboptimal situations. But it's learning how to play Cypher. I believe this set will be extremely important, especially if you can use it not just from a loss streak standpoint, but just to, if you have an excess of HP, to be able to convert that HP into extra resources in the mid game can be extremely valuable. And so in this game, we do kind of a pretty deep dive into various aspects of Cypher decision making and how to think about a lot of those nuances with Cypher. One thing I do want to mention before we get into the video, I am trying to figure out how to get this Outplayed app to play with less lag, because when I play it, if you notice here, it's like kind of laggy on a large screen. So I'm experimenting with some of the resolution stuff for future videos. So I apologize for the lagginess in the upcoming video with Marcel. I will try to get that resolved in future videos. I was trying to debate whether or not to even publish this video. So let me know in the future if the video quality is not good, if you prefer me to just not upload it. But I figure if you just even listen to the audio, Marcel has a lot of really good insights into the game that I think are valuable nuggets nonetheless. So ahead of time, I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoy this coaching video with Marcel on Cypher. I feel like some people have said certain anima weapons are better than others for consistency, and then other people are just saying like pick the one that you have shred for.
Yeah. I just hear don't ever pick boomerang on the first one, and then Gatling gun. I hear is like there's people who seem to be settling on both from hearing people and like seeing on Twitter what is best on the last one, and not Annihilator. I think I believe it because Gatling gun is more focused DPS, whereas the others are. I don't really know much about the 5 anima gun weapon, but the 7 anima one, I feel like Tornado is quite spread out. Same with Annihilator, but the Gatling gun one is more focused. So I think that's the best one in my mind.
Okay.
Already here, I feel like I guess it's fine to hold, like, because you have the Jin, the Nitro opener, but, like, I feel like I'm already tempted to your board is, like, not that strong that I'm already thinking of open on this on like, yeah, you have a tier. You have it
Right.
depends on the portal,
Yeah.
but it's like I guess the way I've been looking at the way like, really good players have been playing this patch, more so dank memes, I guess, specifically. What are the odds that we have, like, a 4 wins on stage 2 with this board? With these units and items.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say the odds in my mind are not like if you're angling Nitro, maybe it's acceptable to like hold all of these, but because then you have, is that 5 Nidalees or is that your 2? I think that's your 2-star actually. So you only have 3 Nidalees. I feel like your angle for any one line is not so amazing. Yeah, you have 3 anima, but they're not even paired. I feel like I'm already tempted to just
So
play the Nidalee.
how many people are you willing to go up against full open like this? Because the guy that was messaging me chat, he was saying he's gonna full open.
Oh, if anything, I actually think as long as you're not super hard committed to any, because in these components you can still play anything, right?
mm,
And I think the more other people are full open, the more that means your HP isn't even really sacked.
mm, okay.
And so I think it starts to become scary if you're truly hard committing Annie, because I think there are a couple other lines that still work from like Lost Streak. Obviously, you find Cypher, you can play other stuff, and then I think MF is probably the line I'm most willing to play from behind 4 cost line, which I feel like is not usually that contested.
Mm,
I just play Syndicate with like upgraded. Usually it's ideally it's Leona, but if Leona becomes contested, you stay on Braum for a bit. On MF2 with good items, you're fairly stable, but stage 4.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there was a point where I was just full opening every game basically if I had a tier.
Mhm.
And so that seems like to you that's still probably optimal strategy.
I think the tier incentivizes you, but the more it's more so like if the units you have don't inspire like stage 2 strength. Like here,
Mhm.
I feel like like not a single good pair except Nidalee 2 is a good unit, but like the only reason I think it's fine is you drop the gen. It's like okay, you sort of have a nitro angle that you can argue is worth holding on to,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's arguable.
Okay.
And the thing is, making the 10 gives you much higher odds of hitting your 2-star 4 cost on 4-2, right?
Right.
Because you make the 10, make the 20.
Oh, also for these, I feel like its strategy is kind of like if the right side is good enough, then you kind of roll left. You kind of roll back and forth to like see which one's better, but
Yeah,
leaning towards
yeah,
the
yeah,
left
agreed.
side. So, like if you have a good enough left side, then you kind of start rolling right side to see
Oh,
if you get something
I only
significant better.
I only lean in 2-for-1 here. I usually lean right. I think I think you have to view left as like a gold augment plus like a plus 4 gold is what like half a silver. And then like here for example, because right gives you some econ, I feel like right here is, I mean obviously high voltage is not good for not that good for your spot.
Mhm.
And so I wouldn't really consider it here, but like I don't think these 2-for-1s are so leading towards the left one, even with the plus 4 gold. I think in other ones that are not 2-for-1, like just like a they're all gold, and then the left one is plus 4 for no reason.
Right.
That was when you must take left.
Mhm.
But these ones, I feel like it's not a must take left. If anything, I see a lot of top players take right more often, and
Okay.
that's what I've been doing as well. Because you generally 2 of a lower tier is better than 1 of a, and obviously plus 4 gold is not really an augment.
Right. Okay.
Unless the both right are combat, then of course like you're not looking for that on 2-1, right?
Mhm.
Unless it's like an econ portal.
By the way, heroic grab bag, like last set it was like Swain and I forget who else like could be used for tempo. Like what this I mean, I guess if you have a good the fiddlesticks angle. But are there any other 3 costs that you've seen like people take heroic grab bag early for this set?
Oh, I really, really don't believe in fiddle from no artifact or bruiser emblem. Like I think
Yeah.
vanilla that is so bad. That line is not very good. Rengar could be very good. Um, let me see what else besides it'd be very item specific, but like if you let me look to the 3 cost units. But I haven't seen this be as high premium because they also removed 2 gold from it. I think it was 9
Oh.
before on 2-1, and now it's 7.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like it's still takeable, but it's not as great of a pick. I would say Rengar is probably the best. Maybe if you had like a Senna angle, like your bow cloak sword, and you're wanting to play like Vayne for sure, you could consider it. You just slam them on Senna. Maybe you already have like a frontline pair, so you're very, very convinced you can 3 streak. But besides those units, I don't know if there are that many
Mm.
3 centers for
If
you.
like
Maybe, maybe
Golden Ox was actually good at some point, then maybe a Jarvan just like they will econ and streak trade.
the thing is, I don't know how secure of a streak you have playing around a Jarvan. I feel like you would need backline DPS as well.
Right. Okay. So
Um,
if you would need a backliner, like, but then you're usually playing around a Graves anyway, so like hard to get the
Yeah,
cheap starter.
I've yet to see Jarvan truly like make that big. I haven't seen it enough. Like I'll say, how often have I seen people play around a Jarvan 2 on stage 2? It's about probably never. So I don't know if I have a
Yeah.
good how good that
Okay.
unit is stage 2.
Okay.
Um,
So here, just take right probably.
yeah, I think so. I think right looks too appealing to me.
And pumping up, you could still play like towards anything, right? Although it does lean towards like very.
Yeah, the one thing I don't like
Or,
about this is that you're very open to playing anything, but I mean, it's not that bad of a. It's like not awful. Um, I don't like how little we've scouted the lobby at this point. I feel like it actually, I feel like it actually dictates a lot of the current patch.
uh-huh.
How many people are rerolling? How many people are playing strat? How many people? Because you can kind of tell very quickly like what people are playing based on their items as well. Because the thing is, the patch is so narrow that I feel like it's not that hard to see what people are playing. So there's a lot
Okay.
of value in
So
scouting.
specifically stage 1-4
One
and
four, and also like as you're selecting augment. I know it's a 2-for-1, so it's not that easy,
yeah.
but like we should already easily have an idea of like how strong the lobby is, how many people are AD, how many people are AP, that kind of thing. Like there's one Nitro Reroll player we saw. This guy is probably full open. Yeah. And so now I'm trying to make. Oh, I feel like you have to make 10 here somehow. It's not that easy though.
Are you willing to give up the Galio?
It depends on the lobby, right? That's the thing. Like
Right.
the weaker the lobby is, like you're so far from Cypher that I am. I like if you were to plot out the expectation of how much gold you'd make from playing Cypher this game, unless you're going like you have 3 upgraded units. I feel like in all likelihood we're not going to be that weak the whole until stage 4. Your items are also pretty easy to slam into anything. You can make guard, you can make guard Shojin, you can make whatever.
Mhm.
I feel like we're not going to get as much gold from playing the Galio as you are from just continuing a streak and making this 10 here.
Okay. So
Or
then
like
if you're
here, I think
willing
I would
to
sell every. Yeah. I would sell the Galio, Vayne, Jax pair. Sorry, no Fury pair, maybe. Like probably keep the Seraphine. I feel like that's the one I value the most here
Mhm.
on the bench. You could probably value the Nefiri pair. It's hard to say, but that's probably the unit I would think most matters here if you're playing like if you're committing to making all these upgrades and not making 10 on 2-1 and you 1-2-1-2-2, then I feel like we're committing to playing a strong board.
right. If we are willing to sell the Galio, would it have made sense to play the Galio over the Nidalee instead? To just
Oh,
like,
I think the Nidalee is just too good of a unit
oh, okay.
that you would really sack your board strength at the moment. Especially because you're 2 out of 3 Nitro. Not that you even have to commit to Nitro, but you can play Nitro as your strongest board, right? +1, like a plus a tiny ZZ rot.
Mhm.
Let's see. I guess what line are you thinking of going? Also, like this level here is very you don't know what you're fighting here yet. Like here it probably matters. Okay, it worked out here, I think. You probably needed this, I think.
I guess I didn't need to slam.
I'm fine with a slam though. Like it's hard to say for sure. You probably didn't need to, but because it's hard. If that person slammed mid fight as well, then your slam early would have made a diff.
Right.
Um,
So I feel like there's so many ways we could play this.
The thing is, you don't know what people are playing. I feel like that dictates so much of what we want to angle here.
Uh-huh.
We have like very little clue what the lobby is doing,
So
and
there is
that
at
really
least
really
that full open guy. And
there's like two full open players. There, I assume, I guess, that they're playing strat,
this guy.
but
Yeah.
I know there's this
Reroll.
Nitro player. We saw him.
First guy was full open. And this guy.
What are his items? You also don't know. You don't know
Got
any.
it.
I feel like the items really matter because
Okay.
you want to see how many. Basically, they're like, as far as tempo, there's like 3 lines. It's like you can tempo strat. It's not the best, but sometimes you can, like, if you're in a good spot for it, and it's uncontested. You can obviously tempo the Zaya lines, and then you can tempo MF. So the AD lines are like MF Zaya, and then there's like the melee line is Zed, which is not that good, but you can, like, Zed no Cypher. There's a Cypher Zed line. There's like execs, and I've almost covered all the good stuff. And I feel like you can kind of tell what people are fitting into, like, very early. There's Vayne, of course. There's TF reroll. There's Veigar reroll, sort of. There, yeah. But and just saying those, you can already tell looking at everyone's spots what they're angling toward. There's Zeri Nitro, which is not that bad either. There's a 7 Exotech. There's like some of the a little more fringe, but not that bad lines. But you can already tell what people are playing. And the thing is, because your spot is so flexible, you can kind of play. You can play a lot of those. Right? You can play MF. You can play Zaya. You can play. What I don't know if we checked the Exo. I assume you checked Exotech.
It's hyper faint. Or it's right
Into
there. Oh, I didn't see what. Yeah, I didn't look at the. I haven't really played much 7 Exotech, which I need to learn as well.
There's also a 5 Exo on 8, I think, with Zeri Nitro. And so, like, here, this could be a Zeri Nitro angle, but you don't have the bows, but like it depends on the Exotech item as well. If it's like flux capacitor on the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and also my willingness to hold the Cypher units also really depends on lobby strength, right? Like, if I'm to look at, like, someone just made a Ross 2 here, but if I'm to look at like the guy in 100 HP and the guy in 97 is the 97, if they have augments like Bramble Vest upgraded frontline with 2 items, then I'm kind of down to hold the Cypher guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they have a fraudulent streak, then I'm probably selling these guys.
Okay, so the willingness to hold Cypher depends on basically trying to figure out the trade-off between my ability to full streak versus, like, if the other guys are very strong, then more willing to hold.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the more likely your win streak disappears, the more you're gonna want to play it. The less likely that is the case, the less likely you want to play. And not even just a true win streak, but like, if your board is likely to preserve a fuck ton of HP, if you just play a board, if people are playing middling boards, then I'm down. If everyone is open, then I'm down to play Cypher. But like, it's not the case that everyone is open.
Okay. The Ross guy we know is playing Ross tier Augment.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, in what world do you hold the brand?
It's hard to hold here. The thing is,
Or play
because
the
it doesn't
brand?
really make it's so far from making your strongest board, right? Like, here, your strongest board is Nitro. It's Shyvana and Nidalee, right? Over the Exotech, probably.
Right.
Shyvana, Bastion, Nidalee, and then it's Naafiri on level. And I feel like that board is so hard to beat with anything with brand. You'd have to find, like, I don't know. I don't even know. Zyra 2 upgraded Mundo. It's so hard to get to that point. Like, I hate parting with a Stylus too, but here I'd probably sell, let's see. I'd probably sell the Braum, the Cog, and that puts us at 7. And then I'd probably sell the Seraph. Man, I hate selling the Silas too, but I feel like you're so obviously just playing Nitro here mid game, and you're just playing towards like Nitro MF. Looking at these upgrades in this board, and I feel like I care so much less about the I probably value the Silas first and then the Cypher units second. It just depends on the lobby though. It depends on the lobby.
Okay.
Also, this is the board we played last round. We missed Nidalee for Amp over Silas too.
Italy for I see.
Yeah, Nidalee's a good unit. We're as opposed to traitless Silas. Silas is not bad, but traitless Silas is definitely worse than traded Nidalee. Both upgraded.
Okay. I haven't really played around the like fast 8 nitro variants. I still need to learn that.
Oh, this one could be Nidalee diff. Probably not. You probably win. He has no item. Never mind. He has his spark, but yeah. Oh no, do we sell? Okay, I was gonna say. I was hoping you didn't sell the Nidalee.
Okay, so
Oh what? No way. Did you play Cypher here?
let's find out. I think I scout. I want to say I scout. No, let's see if I scout.
Oh, you have a Nefiri too, and you have such strong amp units. Nefiri 2 and Nidalee 2. I feel like your mid game is so insanely strong. Nitro,
Okay.
Nidalee 2, and Nefiri 2.
Okay, I scout. That's weak. Yeah, I could definitely beat this guy, right?
You beat everyone. You beat everyone, and not only that, you continue streaking stage 3. I mean, you definitely beat this guy, but now your next stage is so much weaker. If you're not making this, if you're not making the. Also, we sold the Jin, which is like easily the best. I would think Jin is better than because you also have an item on him, right? Exotech.
Okay. So
yeah, I would say this is just like I think regardless of patch, this is just recognizing like your spot is play from ahead, right? Like
yeah.
I think play from ahead and like you streak. Like I think it's better to be 100 HP than it is to have Cypher in stage 3. If you can guarantee being 100 HP, because 100 HP is how much gold it's 3 gold every round. 3 gold, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. I'm pretty sure that's as much value as playing Cypher the whole stage.
Okay.
And if you plan to play Cypher until stage 4, this patch it's a little scary because like that guy looks like he's in a really good spot to compete for a win, right? Like win streak strategist. Yeah, I would say if you go back to 2-3, I think actually I think you just need to I don't see why you would ever unless you're like playing very unfocused, which is fine. It's hard to see. So here isn't it? Maybe you just haven't played around the amp trait. Not even the amp trait, but like the amp units as much. But like a traded upgrade is always going to be stronger than a non-traded. You're probably just not seeing it somehow, and that's fine. But like here, it's always and then once you have the Nidalee in here, the Shyvana should be very natural on next level, right? On next shop. It's probably just new set and you're not seeing the units as much, and that's fine. Yeah, I apologize if it sounds like I'm like railing you on this when I feel like I'm sure if I watch my VODs, I'm also like, why the fuck am I missing X unit? In my defense, I would also rail myself just as hard, but I think, yeah, just recognizing that this is super strong. This Nidalee Nitro upgrade, get an item, and then comparing like. And then actively looking at like the strongest boards and seeing you lit eventually on your 5 streak, but like to help dictate like if we even need to. I don't know if your level here was even based on scouting on 2-3.
I want to say I scouted that guy, but maybe not. But when did I level? Here. I'm not.
I feel like we just jammed.
Maybe I just jammed it. Okay.
and you're jamming the wrong unit. I feel like if we're gonna jam, at least jam the Nidalee. I mean, it didn't punish you, so it's fine. But like, I still think that selling here is selling to not keep like such an insanely strong board for stage 3 is a bit much.
Okay. I think a big part of it is because I haven't played around. Well, okay, so one is just strongest board currently, which I completely agree with, and then two is what to transition into with Nitro. Like I played Nitro reroll, but I'm pushing levels, so I haven't I haven't played any like tempo nitro, so I think I need
I
to.
mean, you gotcha. You can also like drop flex out of it, right? Like you just play it for strong. I think a lot of it is even just like if you know these are all upgraded units. Like how bad like I guess in general you can assume as long as the units are not like super like F tier, which Nidalee I think I don't know if you've done like tier list for one cost, but Nidalee is pretty high up in terms of just good units. I think title ranks are very high as well on his tier list,
Mm.
and his unit is hard to deal with stage 2, stage 3 without an upgraded one without anti heal, and then Naafiri same thing, and so then having those units upgraded already like you should already know like even if you've never played around these nitro guys like unless these units are super exceptionally bad, this like how bad can a board of Jax 2 Kindred.
Hello. Oh, I think I lost you. Still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You were saying how bad could it be?
Yeah, it's like impossible to fathom how. I mean, it's possible in some like with some units, but like Naafiri 2, Nidalee 2, Kindred 2, Nitro, like how bad can that really be on stage 3? Like
So my
it has
question
to be.
is like because Nidalee and Fury are both melee units, and I feel like
Mm.
I have not played around slamming melee at all early games. So are you itemizing them, or are you just like naked they're good, or you just like put guard breaker, put like whatever like like range carry items that you would build, like move the guard breaker to Nefiri 2s? Like how are you playing around those in the mid?
Oh, it's more so that you overwhelm your opponents with your +1 Nitro plus like plus a bunch of upgrades. It's more so like what board are we really. It's hard to fathom that board losing. I probably still have items on my backliner here with the guard breaker. I don't think I'd even make the melee items.
Okay.
Uh, just because it leads into such weird direction.
Yeah.
But like +1 item, you're +1 item, +1 unit, and you're also very likely plus like 2 upgrades on your opponents. So even if your items are on like a 1-star Jin, I feel like you're very unlikely to lose your 100 streak.
Okay. So I think part of this
That being
too
said, it
is
depends on what you're fighting.
I think what I'm hearing is that stage 3, like this Nitro uh, Exotech board, is basically amongst the strongest boards that you can have.
I mean, if they're all upgraded, I think it's more so that you high rolled all the upgrades, right? Your upgrade, and you found the Shyvana as well in
Right.
2.5. Like you found everything, and then if you find like an Elise, you have like the whole board basically. If you're thinking about like next level,
Hmm.
like what is going, you had all of it. I
Right.
don't think it's like always like that insane, but if you have them all upgraded, you have all the next ins, then you just yeah, it's hard not to play.
Okay. Yeah, I think the other thing is early set. I because I don't know all the lines that well yet, have been less. I feel like previous sets, especially before we started doing our line selection module, I
Mm.
would do way more flexing and just figure it out as we go. And then since we did the line selection stuff, I've skewed away from that to be more like kind of like what you're talking about with Dink Beams and like trying to be more deliberate. And because I haven't
Gotcha.
seen any path around like Nitro in the mid game where I'm tempoing, I just like avoid that path.
That's fair. It doesn't make it easier if you're going towards the line, you know. I can see the value in that. I think not knowing like the the Dynamo Nitro board makes it a bit harder for you to play that line, but I mean that board can be good.
So
Or like,
not,
and you don't even have to play that, but you have to pivot out eventually, and that, I guess that does have add some like mental attacks.
yeah, I
Um,
guess it could also just be full open into strategists as well, or like full
it's
set wall.
just
Sorry.
so sad to go this route when we had such a strong. But yeah, assuming we're looking at this board now, then yeah, now it's like this board is kind of you have 4 ciphers, so like how bad can it be? But the issue is how contested is it? I think it's like I think you're number 4 to it, right? Like there's like you're either 3
Yeah,
or 4.
yeah. There's a lot.
You can still play anything here though. I oh I So what are you thinking of with these picks? Like, I guess what does each pick represent here? Because I feel like we saw some reasonable ones.
So I was excluding. Are you talking about like from the very beginning?
Yeah, it's hard to think Golemify
Yeah,
there
not
because you
Glimify. I feel like I don't really have much frontline items, so not Ascension. Cloning facility, I'm like trying to lose right now. I mean, I guess I don't have to use it,
yeah
but it seems like that's more of a tempo play anyway.
yeah you want more of a scaling augment ideally. If you're taking combat, you want or like you just want something that helps you later for sure.
Yeah. What was that? Crown guarded. Like I'm trying to lose. Item is more useful early. Little buddies. Like the if I want to consider the strategist line, like little buddies is not good.
Yeah, but then, I don't know. Like, I guess how are you saying you want to consider strategist?
I mean, I guess strategist isn't really great from this spot because I have one tier or I have the one Shojin and I'm not going to get any more tiers most likely from Carousel. So yeah, most likely line from this spot is probably like Cypher Zed. Maybe actually I don't know any other line. Like in my mind it's just strategist and Cypher and like Draven.
It depends. I feel like it depends on the lobby because you could still like it's not that late and you have so much HP. You could still pivot. Like Little Buddies is very good for anima, 7 anima. Like, I know you don't have any of the units, but like your items are there, right?
Right.
And this just depend on like if there's literally 0 Xayah players, I feel like you take Little Buddies here. You just play Xayah.
Okay.
And it also fits the whole description of like you get something that scales later. Like I think these Little Buddies, pair of fours, climb the ladder to a lesser extent, but these ones are really good with 7 anima. 7 anima is one of the I'm sure you've seen it like in the stats. It's very good.
Yeah,
You
I've
can
seen it
even
in the
beat
stats. I
Strategy.
haven't really played around it. It seems like it's kind of like Seven Rebel, where like it's hard. In my mental model for it is like I wouldn't really go back and play Seven Rebel when I wasn't playing it from a Rebel opener.
Oh, but yeah, you kind of would though. It depends on your spot, but like you kind of would if you found a jinx. Like there are many times
Right.
where players would actually do that. I know like it's harder to do mentally, but especially when you find the juice, like Little Buddies is so insane in that line. Especially when you have so much HP as well. But I see what you're saying though. It's much easier to play it
You
when
said
you already
Little
have a lot of
Buddies, Climb the Ladder, and what was the last one that's
and ladder is a lesser one, pair of fours, but you only see pair of
Paraforce.
fours on 4 too. But like that typically helps you decide um between you can still play MF with pair of fours, but like it helps you decide that you really want to play towards like Leona Xayah, right? Are really good with pair of fours.
Yeah.
They're both good units.
Because Anima does seem really similar to Rebel in that you need your front line's kind of weak, but you do need a strong front line. And so
Yeah, you kind of need a Leona too. Is the
right.
thing. You need HP, you need a Leona too.
And how reliant is it on Aurora like Rebels would?
Oh, it's not. It's not. It's not. Like Aurora definitely really helps. But like having a really good I think when you don't have good augments, good setup, then yeah, then you kind of need the Aurora. But if you have little buddies, I feel like Xayah is so stable for a long time. And then even like Seraphine is so broken that Seraphine feels like the trade is kind of broken. Like the thing just does so much damage for no reason. Xayah does a lot of damage. Leona is a really good tank, and then Seraphine is so busted as an item holder um for Aurora. If you have leftover like AP items or Morello or stuff like that.
Okay. I gotta. Yeah, I think in my last, actually, in this whole like live patch so far, maybe I've played 7 animals. So I gotta.
Oh, okay. That'll really help your okay. 7 anima is probably like that's so it's I'm pretty sure Xayah / MF, those lines are like easily like the next best ones. And you can even beat strategist. And in fact, you can even there are even some like non-7 anima Xayah boards you can play around legendaries because you can fit Viego, you can fit strategist because you have Yumi, right? On as a trait bot. You have Techie, another trait bot with Seraphines. You can play Viego on your board. I've seen and played some 3 and 5 anima later in the game with all the good units. You play like a Kabuko, Kabuko, Mord, Viego. They can still just fit that package in no matter what. You can play Aurora, of course, is really good. You can fit you can even fit Samira if you really like randomly have AD duo carry, or even pivot off of Zaya to Samira because they hold similar items, right? Like that line is just so good.
Okay. And then the MF angle is more so as a backup to Zaya if it's too contested.
Yeah, I view this as basically the same line, and you kind of have to play whatever you hit on forward to some extent. Obviously, if you have anima augments, then you play the Zaya, but MF they hold very similar items. I don't. I think I hear a lot of people think that MF needs Chojin. I don't know how much how common that sentiment is, but it's definitely not right. Um,
Like the more
and
dynamo you have, the less you need it, right?
yeah, I feel like you can just play like MF 3 item upgrade is just so good stage 4,
Okay.
and even later on, it scales with the game because it hits so many units.
Okay. So little buddies would have been more ideal.
Potentially, it just depends on what people are playing. But here, like we really don't want to play. It looks like you're hard committed Draven now from this spot.
Yeah. Which is not mana flow is not good for the Zed.
Yeah, it's just good for the one unit.
If I had like a bunch of tiers, then strategist would still be better, but that's probably like three-way contest.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's kind of scary to play it in this spot. Like you're not poor, but I forget what the portal is. But yeah, I mean, you could play it. But it's just kind of scary. There's so many people. I feel like Nico's gonna be impossible to hit, and he's gonna be impossible to hit.
Yeah, it's at least two other people contested. This guy also
Yeah,
has blue buff.
yeah, I wouldn't even bother thinking it unless like I randomly found any pair in my next shop. I feel like it's super unlikely I'm playing this line. Just pretty low EV. Yeah, bow is obviously fine.
So in this spot, you would be holding all the anima just for that 7 anima out.
Now without little buddies, I mean, I would, but I feel like with these units that you have now, I feel like I am also down
Just commit.
for this line you're going towards for
Okay.
sure. I mean, you have Zed, you have Draven Bear, you have like reasonable Draven items, sort of. I'm a little concerned about the Zed, but like you're gonna have Cypher cash out probably. It's just an odd spot because like here, ideally you stack until 4-7, but then you're gonna have to build a board against the strat players who have hit everything,
Right.
and you can't. It's so dependent on your cash outs. It's kind of scary. It depends how you want to play
So
this.
this guy cashed out only 357, not too crazy, but yet he does
If
have
you
last
last
stand.
stand,
Yeah.
oh, I am not wanting to do. I'm probably taking 4-2 here.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
taking 4-2 cash out, and I'm just playing for like top whatever.
And he has Kingslayer, so he's
Whatever.
gonna have a shit ton of gold.
Yeah, I'm not down to compete against this guy. Okay, his cash out is kind of mid. It's just
Yeah.
a bunch of gold. He's gonna hit everything and then win out. A high likelihood.
And we
I
got
mean, Zed
Vig.
can compete with that board. This helps actually compete with Zed. You could hold this Nico here, just like deny. You probably should, but yeah. You should definitely hold Nico, hold Annie. I mean, the thing is, this egg hurts your roll down.
Yeah.
Like it hurts your ability to hold other units, but it's fine.
And decreases my Cypher advantage when I cash it out.
Yeah, it does for sure.
Do you slam Last Whisper here or like double Titan's QSS? I mean, it's at least one Titan, right? And like QSS or Last Whisper.
Uh the thing is, if you find Zeri too, the Titans I feel like is hard to make unless you know for a fact you're playing around Z2. I guess you're highly likely to hit Z2, but at this like right at this moment, this next item, the only valuable item really is Last Whisper, I think, right?
Mhm.
Like does items do anything on this exact turn? I guess if you're making QSS as well, okay, I guess. But then now you have no healing Zed
Yeah.
with your components. I feel like these items we made make the Zed.
So you're just
Yeah,
okay
I
not
guess.
slamming or just slamming Last Whisper?
Or I guess if you like, what is the reason we slam here on this exact moment? What does this even do for us?
Just try to kill more units. I guess at the end of the day, it's like maybe it kills what 2 units extra per round. Like, is that worth it?
Did it kill anything? I feel like did it kill anything here? I feel like on
I think
this
it killed
turn.
that whatever
Okay, killed
kindred
though.
pretty quickly, and then yeah, it killed like a bunch of units. I think it killed at least two, if not 3 units.
I would have thought that the Draven would kill them regardless. I feel like those items don't make that big. Yeah, like I'm down to like not make those because you don't know where. I feel like the value of having the Z in my mind, the value of having the Z items there and saving like the 1 HP
Mhm.
is much lower than is much lower value than given we're already guaranteed to lose these rounds anyway. Making sure your items are good for the unit you actually hit.
I see.
And I feel like these items aren't even that good on Zed anyway. I feel like the way I've seen this line play out best is
Double
the
healing
Draven
set.
and the Zed line up and hit the same unit and just insta kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have Draven on opposite corner of carry, and you have Zed same side as carry as opponent carry, and they tag team that unit and they just kill it instantly. And I feel like the Titans QSS helps with that, but the Titans doesn't really help that much for that.
Okay, so Z3 from left or right, same side, enemy carry, and then
Draven
Draven
opposite side.
opposite.
Yeah. So here it would be Zed and A5, right? And then Draven in same spot. And then you would tag team the brand. Obviously not with this exact setup you have, but like that theoretically that's what you would do to kill,
Right.
and you'd kill this brand instantly. It's very good versus Annie. Because once you kill the Annie, that board has like no sustained DPS.
Right. Okay. I think the other reason I was like thinking I need to slam is because the guy that's sacking with the last stand, I'm like, I gotta save HP. But I think I agree with your assessment. Like, maybe it's not making that big of a difference, and I need to have better win out potential against him anyway.
Yeah, or like I feel like the 1 or 2 HP save from these rounds will be less than the larger HP you'll save from having like guaranteed items on an upgraded unit later. Such that even if you're playing for placement, I feel like that HP later is going to be much greater than the one you'll save now.
Okay. Um, when are you even taking Ludens this set? Like, Vagar? Or I guess Ludens okay with any, right?
I've seen it do fine. I have a hard time really judging. I feel like you need a fuck ton of mana items on all your units or like uplink or something like that. I feel like I imagine it was broken with like some reason to believe your unit will cast a lot. Like with
I
pumping
see.
up, maybe it could be okay. But not maybe
I
not with
mean,
your
I
current
have
setup
mana
anyways.
flow and pumping up. If I was playing, I guess, strategist, it would be pretty good.
Um, there's a role where this is good with this board actually because you get to potentially kill backline instantly, right? With Draven. The thing is, Draven doesn't cast often. I guess you have Shojin. Shojin mana flow maybe because it's also more than 60. Like it'll probably count the. It'll probably proc twice. I assume. I'm not sure if you like cast and you if you cast with 120 mana, does it proc twice? I'm not really sure. I assume so.
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. And then the Zed can also proc it on their backliner, so then maybe that
Yeah, it could
finishes
work
them
out.
off.
Right?
Hmm.
You just don't have the magic shred, but I could see it being good here.
Oh, also, scope weapons is just instant skip this set.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. That's how I've been treating it. Mm, One's like not awful, I guess, because you already have 4 Bastion is the thing on this board, but I guess it's not the worst.
The guy that cashed out.
Pretty good loss though.
And
His spot
he,
doesn't look that amazing. His
yeah.
spot looks. Oh, he's 2 HP.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 HP.
0 gold though. He's 0 gold. I feel like you can beat that.
Okay, do you take this? Probably.
Ooh. I look at my pool. I think I would. I'm pretty sure I would. Tour of Fortress. Pretty sure you have to, right? Pretty sure you have to.
Because I should be able to survive to 4-7. It's just I'll be on 1 life. The question is whether I could beat the 2 HP guy with like a
Yeah.
500.
I feel like I'm gonna just take this roll. Like, what are the odds you hit Z to Zeri to here? I feel like it's pretty high, right? I feel like you can feel the board that'll win 3 rounds, and I feel like 45 HP up a radiant item sounds like not that bad a spot.
Because if I'm gonna roll down, I was thinking I could just save intel, roll down anyway. I don't have to force like 3 more losses. Just see where
Oh,
I
but
end
you
up.
lose. I don't think this board is like that insane. Other radiant. I feel like you lose. Like you have no 3 items Z. You have no you have no Zeri items. Your carry is Draven. I feel like you can easily lose if you don't take this.
Okay, so you don't think it's worth having like a 500 cash out on 1 life compared to this spot?
Because of the existence of that guy, I personally don't think so, but because I feel like this item has high value, right? Because you have an open slot on each of your units. Your Draven theoretically can have an open slot. Your Zed has an open slot. You have no tank items as well. So I feel like this could be very good for you.
Hmm.
Like you can use an infinite number of radiant items here.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to do more with specific cash out. Like this to me represents a lot of strength. And 2 Reforgers. Like the only way you whiff is you reforge twice, you find AP both times, all 3 times.
Mm-hmm. So if the 2 HP guy wasn't there, you'd be more likely to lean towards saving intel.
I think it just depends on it depends on like how strong the win out people are in this lobby. But to me, this already looks pretty good. But I mean,
Like if we're taking this, what do you think the AVP is? Like it seems like we're not playing for first, right? Or you think
you can
that
still win. You can still take a first here. I feel like you take this up you're up a prismatic on the lobby, right? You have 3 combat. Yeah, you have pumping up, you have just scaling, you have mana flow. I feel like you take this, you had a good rating item here. I feel like you're still playing for win out. You're still playing for first
I
in a lot of
see.
lobbies.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't just because we're taking like I think just you just have I think theoretically, yeah, like a higher cash out is stronger, but like I'm just looking at this spot. This looks super strong. This looks like a high enough percentile strength board on average that can easily win lobbies. Triple combat plus prismatic augment. So you're like quadruple combat.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is I've so both what you saw in stage 2, me prioritizing Cypher, like I've basically been playing so much Cypher. But I think I've been greeting a lot too in these types of situations. So I think I gotta figure out like okay, so part of it is what's win out potential of the opponents in the lobby. How
Mhm.
much combat strength do I have for my augments, which dictates how much win out potential I also have. So if I didn't have some of these scaling, like pumping up and like triple combat, then I would also be more likely to try to save intel. But this specific circumstance where I have the 3 combat, I want to preserve HP against the 2 HP guy, although his spot didn't look amazing.
Yeah.
And if I didn't, if I had a like a BT slam instead of the vest bow on item bench, it would also make it a little bit less likely that this would be valuable, right?
A little. You could still go double healing, right? Yeah, like a Titans BT Hodge is still very good, right? But I think that it's also a very low item game, right? I feel like this, and you don't have items. Like if your cash out is just gold, I feel like this is even potentially stronger than a lot of. I have to look at to the cash outs more, but this is a
Mhm.
very good cash out for you. Like you have all this combat strength, you're kind of short on items, so I feel like this helps
Okay.
mitigate that to some extent. But yeah, I think the question is really how strong do we need to be, right? Like how strong do you need to be, and balancing that with how much risk do you need to take? Because like yes, theoretically, a bigger cash out's always going to be stronger, but um, but do you need to incur that much more risk,
Hmm.
right?
Okay. And you're cool with like rolling down the gold there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm fine. If you're gonna play it this way, yes. But like I feel like here, for example, you lose this, right? Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
like any two, you're only 2 items dead. You'll lose by quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now it starts to become kind of scary because your cash out is trash. You can take an eighth.
Yeah. No healing. Zed feels bad too. I guess Slayer has a
Yeah.
little bit.
Um, I think when you have Titans, I feel like you really want the healing item as
Mhm.
well. But yeah.
Okay. And I got to the better Zed and Draven positioning.
It's just hard with immovable. You probably have to sack the Draven, but it makes it a little harder.
You just rolled a zero here, an off chance that you can find. I mean, I guess the odds of hitting like a Zeri 2 or Sejuani 2 are low, and I don't have items
I
for
don't
them.
think so. Like I feel like here your rolls won't do anything for you. Nothing in your board really changes. You probably you this depends on if you kill the Jin. If you don't, you lose by a lot. No, you can this guy go infinite? No healing.
If he had healing, he would probably win this, right?
Yeah.
Good
You see now
loss.
this is 16 is 11. Now this is kind of scary. Yeah.
Yeah, one life for stage 5.
Yeah, this is hard as hell. I mean, Equinox is really good, but now what? I mean, Renekton is insane, but even then, it's like, okay, did we really like guarantee a win out here? This is a lot of this depends on this JG or Forge. You do have two Reforgers, but so yeah, order priorities here. I think you roll first, right?
Roll first.
I think so, right?
Okay.
Because you can make the items as the fight goes.
Yeah.
So you need the Zeri to Sedge too.
Weird. Yeah, I think I make this mistake a lot. I'm like opening items instead of rolling or positioning. So I need to roll first, then position, then item.
I think the one argument you can make is with anvils on bench, you can clog up your bench space, but here you don't really need bench space, right?
Yeah.
You're going for 2 units. You already have them paired. I think like here we just want to hit the Zeri ASAP, and then the other one positioning thing is you want to make sure. Oh, definitely dragging items here is going to slow you down. Positioning a
Oh.
unit for removable is a really really big deal here as well. It's kind of hard, but it's probably Senna in the middle of the board or something. Oh, I feel like you roll there first.
Got super dizzy.
Oh, I think we're dead. Are we dead? He's any two. I didn't see the rest of his board, but
I got super
okay, never
lucky.
mind. We're live. We're alive. You probably take this, right? Is that?
I think this will help Zed just instant kill whatever he goes to. I don't know if that's necessary.
I think I can see it. I can see it. Radiant DB, Radiant, Even Shroud.
And I should just be rolling down. Oh, the
Yeah,
the,
definitely.
the other guy died. Like
Oh, I feel like now you can win out. Probably like Garen and Sejuani too. You probably win out. I think. Your front line is just kind of lacking, though. To be fair, this Sedge 2.
How would you have itemized differently?
I don't mind. I think the items are good. I think Rage Rage with Hyperfang is good. I think I just wouldn't have made the Titans QSS on 4-2.
Right.
That's the only difference. And I'd probably be here sitting at 7 HP, right? Without those items.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still lacking Shred and anti-heal. Well, I guess I have anti-heal with Renekton. Oh, no, I do have Shred.
Yeah.
Oh, what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you're fine. It's just a Garen would be really nice to pop off the item and have the item slot, but
Yeah. I wasn't sure if this is
don't think it's bad. I would have considered just Divinicoring the Sejuani or something to get it to cast, but
oh, okay. That would give it just what, like more defensiveness.
yeah. Wait, how many? You're 5 Divinicore and you're playing Grog. Yeah, just like I feel like it's probably pretty good on Draven as well. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with this. Move the red buff
Okay,
up.
so
The red buff is pretty good at Draven as well, though. But I feel like it's not that impactful of a.
this is what I was worried about, and I wasn't sure what positioning would have been better on.
It's really hard with immovable. I mean, the
Definitely wanna
biggest thing
snipe
in
the
this
bait.
matchup is probably to get the Sejuani to cast, right? I feel like that's the biggest thing. You get this thing to Sejuani to cast, you probably have a chance.
Okay, so Sejuani needs to be not in front of the Rost.
Oh, I think it needs to be upgraded. I
Oh,
think it must
okay.
be upgraded too. I think the biggest thing is it must be Sejuani too.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would not sit here on one life. I would roll personally.
Okay, so I think my main thing is I didn't realize how strong Rost is.
Oh, and Sejuani's wrong side. Yeah, I would probably position the Sejuani here, and such. My only consideration here is this guy, and I put the Sejuani. You can position the Sejuani even with immovable, right? You just move it bottom right. I'm pretty sure this cast here missed the Rost.
Yeah.
If you watch it, I think you would have won if the Sejuani casted. So if you look at the fight, if you just go to the start of the fight, does that hit it? Oh, it does it? Oh, I guess it did.
Wait, did it
It
not
did it?
get stunned?
Mhm.
Didn't it? Oh, it did. Wait, it?
I can't. It looks like it didn't. It did for like a brief bit because it's Sejuani one cast. I guess it lasts shorter.
Wait,
I
really?
think it.
Sejuani 1 has a shorter duration.
I'm pretty sure, right? It should. Usually, this iteration of Sejuani almost
Oh,
always has a. Let me
okay.
see.
So I mean, it did stun. So okay, this is a Sedge 2 diff then.
Let me see. Yeah, Sejuani 1.75, Sejuani 2 seconds.
Okay,
I mean, it's a small duration buff, but it definitely matters.
and then I think maybe the other thing, red buff on Draven instead of Guardbreaker because my Senna died like pretty fast, and then my
Oh, you
Renekton
have
was
Renekton
like,
and Heal.
yeah, but my here like the Renekton was not attacking, and like the Zed is trying to kill the Frost, but like the
And Heal's already gone. It's already
yeah.
gone. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess your red buff did die, but yeah,
The biggest
I
one's
feel
probably
like
Sedge too.
it's a question of how much how much do we need level 10 versus like, isn't it that I guess versus this guy's 50 gold, I guess. So like maybe this guy can out cap us if we don't roll here, but even on 5-1, I would have rolled. I didn't like leveling there on 5-1. Like I'd rather just roll and then level later. Like, I feel like this Gragas doesn't do anything, but I'm pretty sure your odds of finding Zeri are super high because there's no one playing Zeri. And Zeri's a big buff here because you're big buff to your board. You also are higher likelihood of not getting stuck on the Sejuani one because you have 70 gold, right? Like if you roll to 40 gold, the odds you hit are super high. And then I'd rather be stuck level 8 until 5-5 than be level 9 with 10 gold and a Gragas.
Okay. Even though
I know it's hard to decide. You have not that much time, but I still feel like here it is definitely.
Even though I know we have like a Divinicore spat that we can build.
Yeah, I still think that Zeri to Sejuani to here is such a big diff. Because you can just put those on Oh, Gragas is only representing like so, but I mean, yeah, it's HP in your whole board, but I feel like you don't have a like Zeri is your real backline carry, right? This Draven 2 with these items is like kind of mid.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're 2 lives, then I'm down to roll and loss, but level or like if I was 2 lives, probably just even sack the round to be honest, but and roll 5-2. But on 1 life, I'm down to just hit these. The real answer is you probably scout, but it's hard. You have so many things to do this turn. You
Yeah.
scout and make sure you need to roll, and then only roll if that was the case.
Okay. Sedge 2. Cool. So my high level takeaway from this game, the big one was stage 2. End of stage 2, like missing like that I have a super strong board. Like right now, I should not be pivoting Cypher. That's the big one, which I think I'm gonna do like a deeper dive into the Nitro like tempo lines, and then I think it was, what was it, 3-2, like the Anima squad 7 Anima angle with little buddies.
Just to
And
consider it, yeah. I think it's not like an amazing spot for it because you don't have any of the anima units, but like it is definitely an option.
right.
It depends on the lobby state, right? Like if it's literally 0 aid, which is not common, but if it is, then I feel like it starts to become more appealing.
Mm-hmm. And then you would have cashed out Cypher here. Taken the yeah, I think
I would have taken this and just rolled here.
yeah. And that would have given us high likelihood of hitting Z2, Zeri 2, and eventually get to 3 item carries for both with a lot more HP.
Because we rolled here, we found the Z, but we are 2 items Z, right? And then you also don't have. Yeah, so you rolled anyway. You found the Z and Sedge, and then yeah, but then now you're like still playing 5 Cypher is the issue.
Right. If we had just one rating item, do we think we would have still been able to beat this guy?
I don't know if we would have beaten this guy, but we would have saved life versus the other guys.
Yeah.
I don't like. There's potentially be 45 HP here, right?
Right.
And at that point, like, who cares? You lose to this guy.
That's true. Then it would have gotten like top 2 to 3.
Yeah, like okay, lose to this guy, whatever.
Right.
It's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
you high roll, maybe you can still beat him.
Okay.
Units.
And given the line that I did play, I still could have gotten first if I just had gotten Sedge 2. And maybe some better fight RNG here.
Yeah. I think I like it ultimately worked out because that guy only because that guy died. Not
Also,
only, but like in a large way because that guy died.
yeah.
The guy rolled a 0, didn't hit his Annie, I guess, and yeah.
Also, this Galio stun is huge too. Actually,
It's hard to position, but yeah, if it's similar to the Galio from set 12, then you're meant to like put it on the edge of the board and try to CC the carry, but it's
yeah,
hard
that's
to
why I
position.
put it. I think I did like a deep dive into the positioning stats, and Galio on left is like significantly than anywhere else.
Oh, gotcha. On the meta TFT thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it does rely on their main carry being in the top left corner.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Okay. Cool.